Hey, my name is Meta, and welcome to the extended version of this thing that I put up on Instagram a while back. That one was super short because I wanted it to be able to fit on Instagram without doing one of those IGTV things, and I succeeded, but I also realized while doing that a lot of the footage I took was going to waste, so I'm doing this now. Welcome to the director's cut, if you will. Basically what this is just my process of making these little keychains inspired by the bear from Childish Gambino's 3005 music video. I started selling these on Etsy in November 2020, I think, so it's been a while, and there's been a lot of people in my direct messages and my comments who assume that these little guys are 3D printed or that I buy them all pre-made and then just resell them, which is kind of a compliment, I guess, because if you think they look machine made, then thank you, I appreciate it. But no, unfortunately for my hands and wrists, I do sculpt every single one of these individually by hand. There are a couple tools I use though, mostly just this toothpick looking thing, which is completely clean and unused, don't worry, and then this dotting tool that I found at the dollar store. I also made my own silicone molds of the ears and ear flaps way back when I first started doing this so that I wouldn't have to shape and texture those pieces every single time I make a bear. And it doesn't do much, but it does save me just a little bit of time per keychain, which is nice, and I would do it with the entire thing if I could, but the problem with making a mold of the entire bear, which would go by so much faster, is that since all the bears are such like dynamic figures, they would be completely torn apart. These molds work best for like small flat pieces, so I use them for what I can and then I hand sculpt the rest. The clay that I'm using here is from the brand Sculpey, and this is the same stuff I've been using since I was probably like 4 years old. It's polymer clay, which means it won't dry up if you leave it out, and it doesn't require a kiln or any special equipment whatsoever. All you need for this is an oven to bake it at 275 degrees for about 15 minutes. I mentioned making something like this a while back to a friend, and that friend actually advised me not to because they were afraid that people were gonna like copy what I was doing in this video. That would cause them to not buy the ones that I was making, but honestly, I don't care. Here's the thing, anybody who knows me well enough would know that I would never discourage anybody from getting crafty, so if you are seeing this and you think that this is something you want to do, by all means go ahead. In fact, like, I strongly encourage it. It does mean a lot to me when people buy the things that I make, but it would mean even more to me if you saw this and were inspired to make one yourself. So if you do end up making one, please send me a picture because I want to see. This is probably the most like traditional of the art mediums that I use, and I don't use it very often because I much prefer making stuff out of like paper and cardboard and just literal garbage, but I figured to make little tiny bear keychains, those things probably wouldn't work great. The fun thing though about making every single one individually, if you can call it fun, is that they all have a somewhat unique look, and obviously I try to make them look as much like the original as possible, but being handmade, they're not all going to be carbon copies of that one. So every single person who has bought one of these should know that you have something unique. They all have like their own little personalities. If you look at their faces, they're all just slightly different, so you're carrying your own little one-of-a-kind friend with you until 3005 and beyond and all that. I'm not gonna lie, I dread making these every single time they sell out, and don't get me wrong, I'm so glad so many people like them enough to purchase them. Like, the fact that people spend money on something that I made, I'm honored. It's been almost a year since I started selling stuff on Etsy, and the fact that people like buy the stuff that I create is the coolest thing ever, and I'll probably never get over it. I'm extremely grateful for all that. It's just that it does get tiring to make the same little thing over and over. I never have the desire or motivation to start working on another batch just because it is so repetitive and it takes a very long time. But truth be told, once I just start doing it, if I just force myself to at least start, I get into a little bit of a groove, and it gives me the opportunity to listen to people's music recommendations that I've been putting off. But that doesn't mean I take the opportunity. I'm not gonna lie, I usually just listen to the original Broadway cast recording of Hadestown on repeat while doing this because that shit never gets old. But I'll also watch movies and shows as background noise, and during this batch I watched the entirety of the show Freaks and Geeks, you know, for reasons. And okay, I hate to bring this up, and it's really only happened once, but it just stuck with me because this person was like, aren't you hurting his merchandise sales by doing this? And I don't think that person was actually a Donald Glover or Childish Gambino fan, because what merchandise team? If you're finding official merchandise of his somewhere, like, by all means, pass the link, show me. The last time I remember there being any official Gambino merchandise on Wolf Rothstein, which is his management company, I think it was like late 2019, and at that time I was still in high school, so I did not have financial freedom, and plus everything would sell out within like a few hours, so I always just made my own bootleg versions of that stuff anyways. And that's exactly why I encourage people to be crafty, because if you can't buy something, you can just make your own. But anyways, if you've been following anything I'm responsible for online, whether it's my shop or my Donald Glover fan account or this YouTube channel, I appreciate you. But I am at a point in my life where I just kind of want to like the things that I like without turning it into a chore. It's It's been a while since I've been able to just like sit and appreciate Donald Glover and his work or anything that I like, anything I'm a fan of. And it's not fun to be stuck in that mindset because I feel like I'm constantly working and I don't want to be that way. But it's also like, I'm tired of girl bossing. I just want to sit down and enjoy something and enjoy it purely for me and not have to like think about how can I make this like a business statement or some shit like that. I'm tired. I just want to chill. That's all I want to do. By the time this video goes up, I will have temporarily closed my shop or set it to vacation mode. So I'm sorry if you're watching this and you want to buy one of the bears right away. I'm starting college soon, and so I would like to focus on that and enjoy it for what it is. The shop though, it will be back, I would say sometime mid-November, to get ready for the holiday season, because I know a lot of people have told me that they want to get these as gifts for people. So I'm just gonna close the shop for a while. I just want to like enjoy being a youthful individual for a little while and do school and all that fun stuff. So that's that. As for this channel, if you if you subscribed to this after that video about 31520 that I made like over a year ago now, thinking that I was gonna make more like that, I do apologize for not doing anything with this channel since then. I hadn't realized how much time had passed since like I made that. It doesn't really feel real at this point. But that's not the point. The point is, I would love to do more stuff like that video, and that's not necessarily a promise that I will, because I don't know what the future holds for me, but I have a very strong desire to, because of all of the stuff that I make, I think the videos are definitely up there for being like my favorite. But of course, above all else, I am a Donald Glover fan first and foremost. Not to mention, Donald Glover fans are my favorite demographic of people, and they deserve to have merchandise that reminds them of the art and artists that they love. And I'm sorry, Donald, but somebody's got to do it. But anyways, if you made it this far in, thank you, I appreciate it. And if you want more content like this, don't tell me, because I'll get stage fright and avoid my love of editing videos for an entire year again. But yeah, that's all for now, so bye!